Well, the time right now is 10:38, and it seems every workplace has one, a difficult employee who makes the job miserable for everyone else. But there are things you can do to diffuse the toxic or uncomfortable situations. Dr. Mike Smith, an Air Force veteran and executive coach, joins us with tips to improve your work life. Dr. Smith, good morning. How are you? Good to get a chance to talk to you.
Good morning, Joanne. Very nice to meet you, and I appreciate the time.
Absolutely. I think this is something that a lot of people can relate to, and especially now, because as people have had to try to transition from working from home back to the office place, I mean, it seems like maybe there's more tension now than ever.
Yeah, absolutely. And that could lead, to those difficult employees. And, really when we talk about dealing with difficult employees, one of the first things that we can do is be compassionate, right? That's one of those things that really doesn't cost anything. It's something that we can freely give. And something that's important to remember is when you're dealing with someone who's difficult, we have no idea what they're going through, right? They could have just gotten some bad news, death in the family, financial issues, spilled their coffee on themselves on the way to work. So there's a lot of different reasons why people could be difficult. So just us showing some grace and compassion could potentially diffuse it.
Yeah, it can go a long way, no doubt. You also say, just don't let it get to you. That sounds a little easier said than done. So how do you do that?
Right. Well, one of the things is to start from a place of objective reality versus delusion. Again, a lot of times this difficult employee isn't really doing anything to us specifically. So by not letting it get to us, remaining professional, and taking the high road, again, that could tend to keep things calm and keep you from falling into that headspace of becoming difficult and upset and angry yourself.
Sure. And another thing that it seems like it can be hard to avoid, but you really do have control over it yourself, avoiding gossip. Why is that important, and how do we do that?
Right. So avoiding gossip, that simply means keeping your thoughts, whatever they may be, to yourself. And when you hear other people talking about the situation, don't jump on that bandwagon and kind of add fuel to the fire, right? Again, it's really important to remain professional, and by gossiping, especially if we don't know the exact true underlying cause, then we could just be, creating more drama than is necessary, and the spillover effects from that could be potentially bad.
Yeah, nobody needs extra drama. All right, so some interactions with your coworkers or employees are absolutely unavoidable, but there are also opportunities to maybe limit that, right?
Yes, absolutely. So when we talk about limiting interactions, again, that's really about remaining professional and just doing what you need to do as an individual contributor or a manager, a coworker. So there's nothing that says that you have to hang out all the time and do lunch together and stay in the person's cubicle. So when there's a difficult employee, limit your interactions, keep it to business, do what you have to do, remain professional, and make sure you're still doing your part to contribute.
Yeah, these are all excellent tips, but what do we do as sort of a last resort? Let's say you've tried all these things, you're still having some difficulty. What do you do next?
Okay, so this one may be the most difficult, but if that difficult employee is starting to go beyond the point where they're causing issues not only to you, but others are noticing it, team members are experiencing it, that could potentially start to affect the culture and the synergy and dynamic of the workplace. So someone has to have the courage to step up and get help, whether that be in HR, go see a manager. And again, that's not being a tattletale, right? That's taking action to stave off something that could potentially cause a much bigger issue in that toxic or difficult employee, then again starts to spill over. And so by choosing to remain silent and let that fester and perpetuate, you could just be opening up a bigger door to letting things get much worse.
Yeah, the healthier your work environment, the healthier your life overall, I feel.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, Dr. Mike Smith, thank you so much for the tips. We do appreciate it.
Thanks, John. It's been a real pleasure, and have a great day.
Yeah, you too. And we have more information on our website about how you can learn more from Dr. Mike Smith. You can go to fox5atlanta.com and click on today's viewer information link. The time right now coming up on 10:43, and the National